let's move on to something else. We'll say within education. Government has procured a World Bank loan, part of which would be used to provide free sanitary pads for schoolgirls. Parliament Wednesday approved a $156 million World Bank facility to support construction of senior high schools in the country, and out of that money, an amount of $15 million will go into scholarship for over 10,000 students to pursue senior high education. That's not all. Part of that same money would also be used to buy sanitary pads and distribute for free of charge to schoolgirls. The policy is in fulfillment of an NDC campaign promise, and the Minister of Education, Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, Professor, stated that the issue must be treated with the urgency it deserves. She added that the decision to supply sanitary pads to some less privileged students under a scholarship scheme in the Ghana Secondary School Improvement Program is aimed at encouraging them to stay in school. Let's talk about this. Bright Apia is Executive Director for Child Rights International, and we'll talk about this matter over the next few minutes. Thank you very much, Bright, for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Bright, what really do you make of this?
Well, we've gotten a communication from the World Bank stating what they are doing with government in relation to the loan, and I think it has been approved, and I think there's something that they'll be giving out to the state. And as you stated, part of it will go into procuring a sanitary pad for children. And I think that based on that policy, we need to also treat it, as the minister said, we need to treat it as a very serious issue, because there are a lot of children, especially the girl child, that sometimes do not go to school because of some of these issues that they are confronted with at the various communities. So for me, it's a laudable thing that we all need to have interest in. And what we need to ask, the questions that we need to ask is what modalities are they going to use in dispersing a program? And then to what extent, as the Minister of Education, engage the community to also create awareness for people to know the extent of the support that they are bringing to the people, so that at the end of the day, people would appreciate the investment that they are making in them, that is not looked at as if it is a gift from a person, but it's a social protection issue that government wants to address. It's a social intervention thing that government wants to do, so that at the end of the day, we would not appreciate the support that government is bringing to the people, especially when it comes to the girls. But it's a very serious issue, because a number of girls are denied from having access to education during a certain period of the month. It's a huge number, which we cannot take for granted. We need to pay attention to that figure and make sure that we address it, because it's a cultural issue.
I'm hoping that we'll get into the numbers briefly, but thinking on the street is that the country has more pressing needs in the education sector alone, for instance, than to spend $15 million, part of it, we don't even know how much yet, on sanitary pads for girls. We don't even know for how long that will be.
Yeah, but of course, that's why I'm saying that in terms of the agency, in terms of priority, it is part of the list of things that we feel that government needs to attend to so far as education is concerned, especially when we want to address gender issues within the educational system, which of course is an indicator for government in terms of how the international community will measure the extent to which they are preparing with education in Ghana. So clearly, it is something that we need to consider as part of priority. But what we're concerned about is the issue that you've also raised. To what extent can this go to the people who need it? That is a question that, for me, we need to ask. Otherwise, if you are people, then that priority will be defeated in terms of how we carry out the support that are going to give to such children. So I can tell you confidently, based on the statistics that we have and the number of communities that we have worked with, I can tell you that it is a serious issue that government need to pay attention to. And I'm happy that they've raised this issue. But unfortunately, the platform that they are using to address this particular issue comes in the form of a loan, which of course, if government do not have anything to do, they can follow that. But it's unfortunate that they have to procure a loan to be able to get such facilities for children. But whatever it is, I think that's a priority, and we need to invest in that area to get more girls to come to school at a certain period of time, so that they can also meet time on task with the teachers. At the end of the day, we have to produce the best out of the system.
So we could have done this in a better way than use a loan would have to pay back.
Exactly. It's unfortunate that we are doing this based on a loan that we are getting from the World Bank. That is the unfortunate aspect of it. But that is what government wants to do. So if they've done it, then what our concern today is how do we ensure that this facility gets to the right people? And for me, that is what the media should discuss. So that at the end of the day, Parliament will have the authority to question education ministry to produce a work plan as how they are going to deliver this particular thing, because it is a very serious issue.
Now, for many who this would be very new to, the fact that we would need to provide sanitary pads for our girls to be able to stay in school. I mean, it sounds very alien to a lot of people here in the capital city, for instance. How prevalent is this in the country?
Yes, when you go to most of the rural communities, it's a very serious issue. I think that one of the umbrella body, NEC, has conducted a research in that area, and we found out that a certain period of time, children do not come to school because they can't cross certain rivers. They can't also partake in using a particular route to school because the customs of the people demands that when you are within that period, you can't cross certain rivers or you can't engage in certain activities. So when it's within the period, children also do not get the opportunity to go to school. That can last for 5 or 6 days, or even a week, depending on the situation of that particular child and all that. So clearly, you see that children will be losing at least five days every month, and that also affects time on task, as far as the girls that are concerned. And then the other issue that we should also look at is that already within the rural communities, the girls they are already advanced. They are more or less like the people do not even want them to go to school, because the perception is that when they finish GHS, they'll go to, some of them go to marriage. So there should be a supporting system to encourage them to also go to school. And that yes, the system also cares for their well-being. And if the individuals within the community do not care about what they will become, the system itself must also care of what children will become in this country. So, for me,
really, what are the figures to this number? Girls who have had to stay away from school because of their menstrual cycle or their period.
Hello?
I'm asking, what are the figures to this matter? Girls who have had to stay away from school because of their menstrual cycle or their period.
Yeah, well, I can't give you the figures now, but later time we can look at those issues. But the concern that we are raising is that it affects the quality of education for the girls in this country. So if they are bringing such interventions, for me, I think it's laudable.
Finally, though, finally, though, we have these children from the rural areas, like you mentioned. They have to cross the river to go to school. They might go to school and it will be under a tree. They might not have uniforms to go to school, have food to eat to school, but we decide that we will give them pads during their periods when we could have alternatives to that.
Yes, of course. There are certain.
Oh, and I forgot one. There won't be toilets in their school to even be able to dispose of the pad properly, and we still decide to go in for that.
These are difficulties these are the questions that for me we should be asking. That how ready is the system to be able to accept some of these interventions? To be able to ensure that we address issues that are affecting children, especially when it comes to the girl child. So these are pertinent issues that for me we should be engaged in to ask them the fundamental questions. Because if a child goes to school and there's no sanitary toilet facilities for that particular school. That some of them they do have, but it's not even gender friendly. These are simple questions that we need to ask. But the effect now some of these things it affects the time of task with children in the classroom as well as the quality of education that we give. So we should continue to ask these questions and let's see how then we can come to the conclusion of this matter. But I can tell you from a research angle that children who go to some of these things affect the kind of quality that we need to give them in the classroom. So we need to pay attention to it.
I see. Thank you very much, Bright. Bright Apia is Executive Director for Child Rights Ghana. Now, take a quick break. When I come back, we'll try and raise some more people on this matter. We'll try and raise the World Bank, Eunice Dapa, over the telephone and see how far we can go with this conversation with her. And then also when I come back, we'll talk about the Food and Drugs Authority and its new guidelines with respect to medicine registration. Share your thoughts. When I come back, I'll read some of them.